Do you know the fastest way to grow your business? Do you know who's the most likely to refer you business? Look, this is one of my biggest critiques of Gary Vee's latest book, Crushing It. Because if you don't know the answer to this question, you're going to spend a lot of money to Mark Zuckerberg and anybody else who owns all of the social media firms, because you're not targeting the people who are most likely to engage with your brand. Look, I'm Crystal Lindsay with 333 Social Media, and I want to welcome you to my How Do I live stream marketing seminar. This is where I'm telling you how to direct market your hustle, because chances are, if you're watching this in replay, you may not be aware that the people who are most likely to refer you business are who? Your clients, people who've already done business with you. Who else are the people who are most likely to refer business to you, become a client, or engage with your video or your social media post? Think about it. Those people who are most likely to engage with your brand are the people who know, like, and trust your brand already. So if you're watching this in replay or you're watching it live, I want to thank you, because today I've got some really great content planned on how you can begin to actually apply Gary Vee's book, Crushing It. So again, Gary Vee here, man, this man right here is an entrepreneur, an author, an influencer, and really helping people understand the power understand the power of social media to become an influencer. His first book was a manifesto called Crush It. This is the sequel, Crushing It, where he's featuring other people's stories. But either way, he's giving you endless possibilities of how you can leverage live social media, and specifically live video, to be able to grow your business, engage with your fans, and be able to generate leads because you're showing you actually care about your business. This is a great example he gave, was responding back to all your comments. Yes, absolutely. He says the fact you even have to say that goes to show the arrogance of some people who are putting out social media. So let's just say, Captain Obvious, Gary Vee and I can agree you should be responding back to all of your comments on social media. That is going to show that you actually care about your brand. He and I also agree on the fact you need to niche up. So we spent one of our weeks actually talking about how to go ahead and find your niche. And that's by applying Pareto's principle to your business and figuring out what's driving 80% of your revenue. If you can figure that out, you can identify what type of client would be the best type of referral, and thus that's who you should be targeting on social media. So you could check that out. We also agreed in the idea of documenting versus creating. And this was one of the big takeaways that I personally got out of Gary Vee's book. Yeah, I'm pretty good about creating. I'll set up the lights and do the whiteboard and have multiple camera angles, show you my slides, really create content, because I want you to take action. I want you to be able to leverage the power of video. But what I'm not doing effectively is actually documenting the process of what it looks like to be able to be an entrepreneur, to set this up, to share the journey. And that's something that he really opened my eyes to. And then the one thing that we can both really agree on is don't overthink your content. Just start documenting and creating. So Gary Vee, man, we agree. Get your niche. Pick your pillar content. Go ahead, lead with value. Connect with your audience. Engage with influencers and comment back. But what I don't want you to do is get stalled out because you don't know how to actually apply this. Look, the reality is I spent all of last week talking about live video and how he's not talking about live video and what that means. But what I want you to understand this week is even when you have a live video, you need to be really intentional about who you're marketing that video to. Let me give you an example. When you boost to what I call a cold audience, you're taking your content and you're saying, hey, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you're boosting and putting money behind your content. Hey, social media channel, here's 20 bucks. Make sure the people in this zip code and with these keywords see this piece of content. Now, that's how I started to grow my social media firm. Again, Crystal Lindsay, 333 Social Media, college professor, entrepreneur, and social media strategist. So I wanted to reach as many people as possible. But the truth was 20 bucks turns into a lot of views and maybe a couple of likes. And so for a busy entrepreneur or real estate agent, $20 is what you usually are going to budget for about every single post. Generally, clients who are starting out will start with about $13 to $20 boost. Now, during this time, they're able to create the video asset, they're putting that money behind it, but they're not getting, 100 plus reactions, they're not getting leads. Why not? Is it because their content sucks? No, it doesn't mean your content sucks. It means you're not boosting it to the people who already know, like, and trust your brand to create what's called social proof, and then taking that content and being able to reboost it to the people who don't know, like, and trust your brand to create new audience members. Look, I get your friends and family can only take you so far, and I get that they're the ones who may not be the most likely to buy or sell their home if you're a real estate agent. But what they do have is a Rolodex of people, and their referral to introduce you is what you're looking for. So if you're able to create content of value and engage with people, it allows you to actually be able to take your content and say, hey, Facebook, Insta, Twitter, YouTube, wherever, whichever social channel you're on, hey, social media channel, take this video and make sure these list of people who already know, like, and trust me get to see this piece of content. Now, why is that important? Well, I've been standing on the stage and telling the good news of live video marketing and how to leverage in storytelling branding to be able to generate leads. But again, if you're not boosting to the people that already know, like, and trust you, you're going to take that video asset you created and boost it to what I call a cold audience by keywords and zip codes. So this piece of content, I want to get seen in front of these type of people. The problem with that, though, is you haven't created social proof. See, think about it from your experience. Do you want to be the first person to like a post? Are you going to engage with a post that has 0 likes? Chances are you're not. Because when you like or comment or share, you're putting your name on the line. And if you don't know that brand and nobody else has done it, why should you? It breaks down the trust factor. So it actually hurts your attempt to build a new audience and engage this new audience if it doesn't already have what's called social proof, likes, comments, and shares from other people when they see it. So again, my biggest critique of the book is he's not talking about live video, but he's not saying anything about direct marketing the people who know, like, and trust your brand. So this episode is part 4 of 5, and I'm calling it, that's right, get ready, how to direct market your hustle. Because Gary Vee is all about the hustle, 18, 20-hour days, yes. But what I'm about here with 333 Social Media is how to stand in your integrity, how to create videos that tell your story and how you're changing your life, and be able to use apps, software, custom audience, whatever it is, to get the biggest bang for the smallest amount of effort and money possible. Look, you don't have to commit 20 hours a week, 20 hours a day, 20 hours a year to doing it if you're doing it right. It all depends on what you need. And the reality is, in order to become more effective, increase your reach, create social proof, lower your cost of marketing, and increase your relevancy score that determines how much you get seen in organic reach. In order to do all of those things, you need to demonstrate that when you put a post out and you put money behind it, people engage with your content. Think about it like this. If you put out a post, let's say on your personal profile, you're not even boosting it, okay? You're just a regular Facebook user in this case, and you put out content, and you regularly get 100, 200 comments or likes or 50 shares or whatever it is, but you're getting well over 100 reactions. Okay, now let's go ahead and draw a parallel here. Or let's say you post and you rarely post, but when you do, you only get 5, 10 likes maybe, all right? Now, those two people have very different relevancy scores in Facebook. And this is true for all the social channels that have some algorithm built in that determines who gets seen when you're scrolling through Facebook. So when you're on Facebook and you're scrolling through, who's getting those top coveted spots? That's determined by your relevancy score. Let me explain it to you another way. So if you're Facebook, what's most important to you about Facebook? Have you thought about what Mark Zuckerberg actually wants for Facebook? He wants to create sticky content. He wants people to check their profiles 3, 4, 5 times a day because they feel like they're getting the most up-to-date news on their society, their culture, their friends, their family, right? This is true for all social channels. They want to create sticky content. So they've created an algorithm to determine who gets seen based on how sticky their content is. Is this starting to make sense? So again, if you want to get seen in what's called organic reach and those spots up top, even without boosting it, or even paid spots in the first opening lines of where you're scrolling through on Facebook, you have to deem you're worthy. This is true for all channels, but a lot of people know Facebook, so I'm staying there for my example. But again, if you want to get seen, you have to determine you're worthy through your relevancy score. And who are the people who are most likely to engage with your post, which will thus increase your relevancy score, lower your cost of marketing, and be able to get you in front of more people. Have you figured it out yet? Again, it's the people who know, like, and trust you already. Studies have shown that it takes 7 to 12 touch points before somebody will actually engage with a brand online. 7 to 12. Think about that. 7 to 12 times you have to have your content pop in front of them before they even click on it or go to your page or follow you or something. That's a lot of money, right? If you're not budgeting that and not thinking about it. But let me give you another statistic that really drives this home. Studies have shown that it takes well over 100 touch points with a new brand before a client will purchase. Wow, let that sink in. Because if you're not willing to sit back and pay 100 times for somebody to engage, you're not going to be able to tap into that new market. Now, what I preach for 333 Social Media is how to be able to take your content and warm it up with what I call your mega list. These are the people who are going to be from your Facebook account. We can scrape your Facebook friends. These are going to be the people from your LinkedIn contacts. These are going to be your Google contacts, Outlook contacts, previous clients, any lists you've purchased, we could even use mailing addresses or phone numbers in Facebook. So you can use this information of people who already know, like, and trust you and put it into an Excel spreadsheet and upload it to Facebook. And now this is the fun part in Facebook in particular. And this is why Facebook is so powerful. You no longer have to decide, do I want to take my exact list in Facebook and direct market those? And maybe you only have 1,000 or 500. It's a smaller list. You want to get in front of 1 million people. That's really limiting your options, right? So you could do a lookalike list. That's what Facebook would tell you. Do a lookalike list. They'll pull out the socioeconomic demographics and be able to find 1 million people just like the ones on your list. But again, they're not the ones who know, like, and trust your brand. Are you starting to see the problem here and how this is making Mark Zuckerberg more money and it's not helping you make more money if you use a lookalike list too much? Now, the third option they've always had was to create a custom audience and what I call a cold audience, where you're actually taking zip codes and keywords and making a custom audience that says, okay, Facebook, I want to reach all of the real estate agents in San Diego. Here's their zip codes, here's their keywords, here's their profession and their interests. Get them all to me. Now, like we just described, again, 7 to 12 touch points before they even click on it, and then even 100 touch points before they'll buy. Now, the new way with social and with Facebook, and this has been, really since 2018, you're now able to not only build a cold audience with keywords and zip codes, but you can select which custom audiences apply. Oh, now you're talking, Facebook. Now we're going through and going to have a really great partnership, because I don't have to choose between having a smaller list that's going to convert but not reach new people, or a big list that has the same demographics who've never heard of me and I have to climb an uphill battle, or a cold audience that doesn't have anything that based on the people who already know, like, and trust me. So now you can actually say, all right, San Diego, here's all the zip codes and the keywords and everything that covers all things real estate in San Diego, which is my target audience. And then layer in and check the box and say, oh yeah, I'd like to include my Facebook friends and my LinkedIn contacts and my Outlook and my Facebook again. Let's see, do my Twitter. You can check all the boxes and layer them in as it's appropriate, or take them out for that matter as they're appropriate. So if you want step-by-step instructions on how to do this, go ahead and comment below and I will get you access to my training. I've done a complete training on how to pull down your contacts. I've created a template with different tabs to guide you through creating your mega list, and I've created an entire training on how to upload it into Facebook and be able to boost to your mega list. All right, so if you want access, comment below, because taking action is easy when you know what to do. Let me give you an example. For example, I worked with a client who was an all-female real estate team here in San Diego. They wanted to be able to get a reality show. They were in talks with a couple of networks, but they just weren't able to really get their social media under wraps. So they hired me. They were tired of looking lackluster as they're going after this reality show, and they wanted to generate some leads for their real estate team. So using social media, we were able to create Mythbusters, where twice a month we got all the girls lined up and created a panel with the easy button and a whiteboard, and they were breaking myths that were related to their target market. Now, that's good enough. Let me tell you, they got leads off of every single Mythbuster, so it was a powerful way to do it. But how were we able to get them upwards of 100, 150, 250 likes, 15, 20, 50 plus shares? How were we able to do this for under 20 bucks? Think about it. We took all the people, they had a team of women, pulled their LinkedIn contacts, their Facebook friends, anybody who would recognize their face because their face was on the video. And then we made sure that those people were included in the custom audience, as well as the keywords and zip codes. And then we were able to boost that video and get tremendous social proof. Now, back then, I had to go ahead and boost to their mega list first, the people who know, like, and trust them, and then wait for that boost to end, and then reboost it to their custom audience. But now Facebook has made it easy so you can combine the two. You no longer have to choose between who you should direct market. But what you need to do is create that CSV with the phone numbers or the email addresses of the people who know, like, and trust you. So if you want exact steps, I've got you covered. You can, again, I'm talking a lot about Facebook, but you can do this on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. So again, custom audience based on the people who what? Know, like, and trust your brand. And then you can direct market your hustle, your 20-hour work days and your 80-hour work weeks, and you're going live and you're at this event and you're meeting an influencer and you're behind the scenes and you're grinding it out at midnight and you do a quick video to share and create and document. Those type of videos need to be boosted to people who know, like, and trust you. And again, you can do that on Twitter, Insta, YouTube, and Facebook. Now, there are a couple places where you can't do this, and it is worth noting. First of all, Snap, all right? Snap is just one of those oases of marketing where you're not able to put money behind it. It's purely organic, and that's why throughout this entire book, Gary Vee's talking about you making this one of your secondary channels for what he calls kind of your throwaway content, where it doesn't have to be perfect because it disappears after 24 hours. So you would want to actually reach out to influencers, set up interviews, have them in your channel and feature them. That's the best way to kind of collaborate and do paid efforts, right? However much you pay that person or incentivize that person to share a broadcast on Snap with you. Then on podcasts, this is another place you're not able to direct market your sphere. You can add some ads to a couple of the networks, a couple of the platforms for your podcast, but they're too expensive to really make it worthwhile. They don't have the intent, targeting on the people who know, like, and trust you. So it's just not an effective way to be able to reach your audience. So for the most part, podcasts are saying they're in this own kind of world of a piece of content you create, but you have to promote across your social channels. So that's why you want to interview people on your podcast so you can have them promote it across their social channels and get in front of new audiences. Is this helping yet? Is this helping you be able to understand how to do this not only effectively, but the hacks of how to do it quickly, easily, and for the least amount of money possible? Look, I want to get you top social media tips every single week. Are you tired of me yet? I hope not, because every Tuesday on Facebook, I'm doing Tech Tuesday, where it's a more short format, and I'm going through apps and software and really making sure that you have the technology you need to speed up the process, lower your cost of marketing, and engage your audience effectively. We're going to talk about chatbots and how to go live across the channels and different softwares and schedulers and such. But again, you need to be able to show up and ask the questions about your business. So if you can join me live, it's 3:33 on Facebook on Tuesday. That's Tech Tuesday at 3:33 on Facebook. So join me there for the top products, apps, and software to make your social media more effective. Now, if you're saying, but I want real strategy, I want to know how to actually do this, I want screen shares, I want slides, I want step-by-step, I've got you covered there too. That's why we're going live on YouTube every Thursday at what time? You know what time, 3:33. We'll be going live on YouTube every Thursday. So that again, right now we're in the midst of how do I live stream marketing seminars, and we're finishing up, wrapping up our Gary V Crushing It, where next week we're talking about how to budget your hustle. What? Budget your hustle? Yeah, we're talking about direct market your hustle so the people who know, like, and trust you get to see this content. And then we're going to talk about how you budget it. Because again, if I'm talking $20 here, $15 there, $50, $100, what is it? What's the amount of money you need to spend to be effective on social? That includes your technology as well as actually boosting and paid ads to promote your content. So again, I'm Crystal Lindsay with 333 Social Media, and I'm thrilled to be your live stream marketer. I want you to stop making excuses and break through the noise and get seen on social using live stream marketing. We're offering an easy way to break through the noise and break through the excuses because we're giving away free product every week. So if you comment on this video, you're entered to win, and I'll send you a full $100 kit on lighting, tripod, audio, carrying case, everything you need to get started. So it even comes with a cell phone adapter, and every comment enters you to win. So you don't need to be present to win. You don't even have to be here live. Just simply comment to win, and you can get your very own Go Live Startup Kit. So I want you to sit back and really think about Gary V's words as we're wrapping it up here. The only thing stopping you from achieving a lasting career of life happiness is you, right? So Gary V, I love it. I respect what you're doing and really inspiring people to stop settling for mediocre careers and start taking the power of social media into your own hands so you can become an influencer. And so what I want to say to you as we wrap up is I want you to go live and go live often. Yes. Look, the power of live video marketing is 10 to 1. Get 10 times the engagement on live video than pre-recorded video. And people retain 95% of a video content compared to the only being able to retain 10% of written content. Yeah. So if you think about that and you say, I want to harness the power, I want to be able to get 10 times the engagement, I want my audience to be able to understand my product and how I'm changing people's lives, I want them to engage with me, and I want to engage back and bring in influencers and create a community and be able to lower my cost of marketing, increase my reach, and drive referrals, you're in the right place. So again, I'm Crystal Lindsay with 333 Social Media, and I want you to connect with us on socials. Find us on Facebook. You know I'm on Insta. Find us on Twitter, and make sure to subscribe here on YouTube, and I'll see you next week.